What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here, bringing you a quick video today. I'm gonna bring you a couple of them, and this one has to do with Nelson Agholor. Sorry about that. I was not aware of this, but it looks like the Eagles actually are putting him on the trading block. They're not saying like they're going to outright trade him. They're just saying like if a team comes knocking, they're not going to say no, kind of thing. And so I wanted to make a video because I was talking about how Golden Tate was talking about how he wanted to play for New England. And how I was saying, you know, well, the Eagles don't really need Golden Tate if they got Nelson Agholor. And so it doesn't really matter if Golden Tate goes to the Patriots or whatever's going to happen. I think that Golden Tate's just going to walk. I think he's just going to go into free agency because I don't think the Eagles want to pay him. I made that video yesterday. I'll leave the link for that if you guys want to check out my thoughts on Golden Tate. But this is really more about Nelson Agholor. If the Eagles do end up trading him, guys, that will leave somewhat of a void in the wide receiving core. There has been rumors that Deshaun Jackson wants to come back to the Eagles, but from what I read the other day, it sounds like Deshaun Jackson and Bruce Arians had a good talk. And so it sounds like Deshaun Jackson is probably going to stay in Tampa for at least one more season, because, you know, the Buccaneers actually have a competent coaching staff now. So I wouldn't expect to see Deshaun Jackson on the Eagles, guys. So we can cross him out. Antonio Brown, I've made videos about him coming to Philly. But I just think that the price is too high for Antonio Brown. I don't think he has an attitude problem. I just think the prices would be too high. And also, if you're going to get a former Steeler, I think Le'Veon Bell would be one that the Eagles would go after over Antonio Brown. Because Antonio Brown's like 30 now. So he is a little bit on the old side for a wide receiver. And so basically, if Nelson Agholor goes, guys, that's just going to leave the team with, of course, Alshon Jeffrey, who's a beast. But other than that, it's going to pretty much be like Mac Hollins and Jordan Matthews. So there's only two ways. Like I said, the Eagles can either try to draft a wide receiver, which I think that's what they would do if they traded Nelson Agholor, or they will try to go out and get a free agent. Those are the options. Now I'm going to give you my opinion, guys. I know I've been hard on the Eagles lately, and I'm about to get even harder. Nelson Agholor is a guy that stunk for the first 3 seasons that he was in the Eagles uniform. Now that he is finding his stride, you want to put him up for trade? It makes no sense to me what the Eagles are doing here, guys. They have all this homegrown talent like Nick Foles, you know, Nelson Agholor, and they're willing to just let all this go because I don't know why, honestly. I have no clue why you would get rid of a guy like Nelson Agholor. That is a guy that deserves to be paid. I would just pay him if I was the Eagles. I would find a way to get him to keep him on the team. It makes no sense. So that's really my opinion on the Nelson Agholor thing. And if he actually does get traded, huge mistake by the Eagles. Another one. First, letting Nick Foles walk into free agency, and then this. That would be 2 things that really would have me shaking my head. This organization won a Super Bowl, and I respect them for that, but it seems like they're getting a little bit cocky when it comes to how they're handling their players, because they're just kind of letting them go off into the wind. They think that it's their way or the highway. You know, instead of opening up a quarterback competition like any rational team would do, they just let Nick Foles go and then proclaim Wentz the starter no matter what, like without him proving anything. And then, of course, now we have this Nelson Agholor thing where if he is traded, I mean, then you got to draft a new wide receiver. You got to develop him. You got to stick with Mac Hollins, who we don't even know if he's even going to be worth keeping at all, honestly, because he's kind of looking like Jordan Hicks, where he might have an injury problem. You know, so yeah, there's a lot of things the Eagles are doing right now, guys, that have me scratching my head. So I apologize if I'm not the most positive Eagles fan lately, but I just got to be real on my opinions. I got to tell you guys, I got to say it the way I see it. And right now I see the Eagles making mistakes. I'm not saying that this is going to define them in the future. I'm just saying these are little things that they do that could have huge ripple effects in the future. You know, I keep thinking of the scenario of Wentz getting injured again, and now we don't have Nick Foles to save us. So it's like the Eagles are already just like really setting themselves up with this one, because, you know, I don't think that Nate Sudfeld or whatever is going to be able to carry the team if Carson Wentz gets injured. So anyway, guys, that's the video. Just wanted to make a rant about that. It was more about Nelson Agholor, but honestly, it feels like this video turned into just kind of the Eagles' woes as a whole. So anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I always appreciate the comments, even if you disagree, I don't mind. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as I will be making Eagles and NFL related videos all season and off season long. And to all my returning viewers, thank you so much for watching. This has been Jigsaw0097. I will talk to you all later.